can see we're minus a player right now. Thought we just, before we get Raja Bell into the room and begin the Raja Bell press conference, which I wanted to be special for him and his wife, Cindy, who's here today. Wanted to just take a moment to address the Joe Johnson situation. There's going to be a lot of speculation about that, but again, I would appreciate if we can address just a few questions early, beginning with this session, and then we'll put it behind us for today and get on to Raja Bell. With that, Jerry?
You know, there are limitations about what can still be said about the whole circumstance, but we've been advised that Atlanta is hopeful of resolving their internal problems and issues maybe by the weekend. That's all we know in terms of any kind of a report. And so we're kind of on standby. It's as simple as that. We've been put in a funny position, but they have to work through their own issues, and they have their own hiccup, and we're just waiting and standing by. And there's no further report whatsoever.
Sir, is that in relation to the ownership situation?
Well, there's speculation about possibility. That's one of the things that's been speculated, and I know I've seen something on from some newscast or whatever. It could be, but they're working through it themselves.
I think they called it a procedural glitch, but we'll just leave it at that. I think everything is affected, but we've had a lot of time to discuss a lot of different situations over the last 4 weeks. So in terms of movement with some of the other players and other signings that have been speculated on, we have agreements with various players that will be announced in the future, much smaller in nature, obviously, to what we're announcing today with the Raja Bell press conference. But other than that, we're continuing to move forward and explore other options to continue to improve our basketball team.
Brian, I think Son's interest in Raja antedated the Joe Johnson development.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so at one point he was considered as a backup guard. Does his importance?
You know, people speculated that signing Raja was an insurance policy. That is not the case. We signed Raja Bell because we thought we were greatly improving our team, the makeup of our organization. You'll see for yourself in a minute that he's a fine young man, and is going to be loved by fans and I believe all of you alike. But no, it was not an insurance policy. It was an addition to our team that we felt was an important one to make. Mm-hmm.
How do you explain the Joe Johnson situation to them, bought into the fact that you wanted to keep it short, and you got so close to the NBA Finals this year, so that this is allowed to happen?
I'll let
ticket holders who bought into that and have put down payments.
Yeah. Well, I think that we need to be limited. Sure, I think we need to be limited in what we say right now until the situation resolves itself. That's the part A. Part B would be we have been, questioned. I have been questioned on darn near every move that's been made, and some work out and some don't. But I think we have a tremendous basketball team. Either way, we're going to be competitive. We're going to be entertaining. We're going to continue to do the things that make fans proud to be a part of it. I think we just need to wait until the situation resolves itself.
Can it ever be remedied, though? Because there's obviously now a situation where he has shown that he didn't want to play here, and he was disappointed what happened last year. There was other issues. Can that ever be remedied now at this point?
Well, why don't we wait until the situation resolves itself?
Robert, did you plan today after the situation based on what's transpired over the last few months? What's your emotion?
No, not at all. I mean, I don't think it played out the way any of us thought it was going to play out. And just to follow up on the previous question, I mean, what our fans want is exciting, fun basketball to watch, and they want a winner. And I think we're going to be a winner with or without Joe Johnson. I mean, we proved that last year. Are we a better team with Joe Johnson? Yes. But are we going to be a winner without him? Yes. I mean, we beat a tough Dallas team without Joe Johnson last year. From the get-go, our entire intention was to sign Joe Johnson. So, you know, as I read some of the reports and listen to some of the commentary about how we kind of duped our fans or tricked our fans or whatever, I mean, it's just totally false. I mean, we went out of our way to do everything we can to sign Joe Johnson, okay, starting with the fact that the three of us and the coach and Amari had a meeting set up with him the first day we could. We said, we'll fly to Little Rock and meet with him. No, you don't need to. He'll be in Los Angeles where his agent is. Fine. Set up a time, talk to his agent the night of the draft in New York. We're all set. Get a call the next, 2 days later. No, the meeting's off. Doesn't want to meet. Okay, fine. We pursued Joe Johnson for a month to try to sit down. And at the end of the day, Joe Johnson, for his particular reasons, doesn't want to play for the Phoenix Suns, wants to play for the Atlanta Hawks. That's something none of us anticipated. Okay, that caught all of us by surprise, and so that made us have to change what we needed to do and how we did it. To me, that's not misleading the ticket holders. At the end of the day, it's up to us to do the best thing we can to have the best team on the court, and that's what we continue to try to do. I mean, no one wants to win more than me. You see me jumping around down there. I mean, it's not like I didn't want to win a championship, but it is a little hard to go out on a financial limb with somebody, when they make it very clear to you in a number of cases that they don't want to play for the Phoenix Suns. So
I want to add to what he said, because I've known many of you for a long time, and I've been the target from time to time for whatever the reason might be. And I've been over in California, but I read everything, I hear everything, and have been very disappointed in a lot of what I've seen and heard, because the insinuation is to some degree that we fooled the fans, we never intended to sign them, we didn't want to pay the money. That's totally bunk. It's wrong. I mean, for the record, we had a plan, and it included Joe Johnson. Absolutely, unequivocally, it included Joe. And we were caught off guard with his comments. Very disappointed we weren't able to spend any time with Joe Johnson. We've always prided ourselves with the ability to have good relationships with our people. This one was totally different. We couldn't even get to him. We couldn't even talk to him. And that kind of breaks our hearts in that sense. So, there's you got to give somebody a little bit of room here. Now, with that, I just want to say the following, and we can close this if it's okay with you, and that is there's nothing to report now. We think we're going to have something by the weekend, at least we've been told. We still have our options available to us, and we'll get back to you as soon as we know more. That's really all we know. You know everything. There's nothing that's been held back here. Zero. You know it all. And so, I could say things to you like a lot of season ticket holders have called and said they don't like what's happened. On the other side, they're taking just the opposite viewpoint. Why would you pay him that kind of money if he doesn't want to be here? So, don't go down one path. Be fair and give everyone a shot here, because, we're trying to do the right thing.
In response to that, you've come under a lot of fire as a result of this very defensively there. It's been pretty much a honeymoon fairy tale ride for you. How difficult has this been, and your reaction to being under fire and being at the point of what's been perceived as a negative?
Well, I mean, I've said, before that I think, it kind of comes with the territory, and sometimes you get too much credit for things that people think you did that you didn't do, and sometimes you get too much grief for things people think you did that you didn't do either. I've always been one that's been pretty honest and upfront, and if I make mistakes, I make mistakes, and I say so, and if I don't, I don't. And, I think I said earlier that, had I had 20/20 hindsight and could have looked back, back at the time when we had a chance to do a deal with Joe Johnson for $50 million. Had I known then what I know now in terms of our revenue base and in terms of how successful that our team would be, yeah, I wish I would have signed him. Okay? But I also know that at this point, I got to do what's best for the organization and the team. And, we were 62-20 last year, so I didn't do too bad the first year. And we just need a little time to let the fans see the product we have, and I think they'll be back excited. I've talked to some fans that have called and raised concern, and by the time I explained to them where we were and who Raja Bell is and who Kurt Thomas is and all that, they were very happy about where we're headed. But I just, as I said, couldn't go out on that limb after my conversation with Joe. I mean, I called, I said, can I fly in to sit down with you for an hour? I'll fly in tomorrow. I'll fly in whenever you want. No, I'm too busy. I can't meet with you. Okay, not even he can't meet with me, but his agent's assistant secretary calls to get back to me. Okay, I mean, this is a guy, and Joe's a great player, and I think Joe's a good person. So, but he has the right to say what he wants to say and where he wants to go and where he wants to play. But he's done everything he can to let us know he didn't want to play there. And at the end of the day, I said, Joe, listen, we're not talking about money anymore. I know what your contract is. Do you want me to match this offer? And he said, absolutely not. Okay? And then I said, well, we're on the verge of winning a championship. Don't you want to win a title? And he said, yeah, winning a title would be great, but what's more important to me is being happy. And that's why I want to be in Atlanta. So, that's where we're at. Those are the facts.
Okay. Why don't you bring them on down? Thanks for the time. Okay. Again, thank you for coming today. This is another very good day in the organization. It's a great day because we're adding a terrific young man. I can say that now that I'm 40. He is someone that has taken the direct route to the NBA through places like Yakima, Washington, somewhere in Spain, the minor leagues with whatever acronym you want to look for. I mean, he has done it all, and he has earned his opportunity to be considered a terrific guard in this league. Raja Bell is also a wonderful human being and another terrific young man that we're adding to this organization. I said earlier, I think you will all be very impressed with him, both as a basketball player and as a piece of this organization and a piece of this community. And I've had the pleasure of meeting he and his wife here recently and spending some time, and they're just a terrific young couple, and we're happy to have them, not only for the basketball reasons that we can talk about, but also for the non-basketball reasons. Basketball-wise, I can tell you that we looked at our organization last year and said, we're exciting, we're thrilling offensively, but we really do need to address some of the toughness and competitiveness issues when it comes to the defensive end of the floor. And Raja has a reputation for doing just that. He is a terrific defender who can defend generally the best two guard on the floor, and in some cases a point guard, and in some cases a three-man. He'll do whatever it takes to help his team win. And people like Manu Ginobili, who plays for the Spurs and gives us fits, as you know, called his agent, who happens to be the same agent, Herb Radoy, who's here today, and left him a message and said, Herb, thanks a lot. The guy that defends me best you just sent to Phoenix, our rival. And it's a joy, though, to have someone that addresses the concerns and the needs that this basketball team had. And we've done that as well, as you know, with Kurt Thomas earlier. We've added some toughness and interior help for Amari. So the combined moves has really elevated some of the concerns that we had as an organization, and as a basketball team. But Raja offensively, not to underestimate what he's capable of doing offensively. He's a terrific shooter and has become a very proficient three-point shooter. Shoots 40% from the field, from behind the arc. Also, I think about 44% overall, 45%. And again, is just a great all-around basketball player and an all-around addition. In fact, one of the most excited people in the organization right now is Steve Nash, because Steve Nash not only put him high on a list for us to proceed and try to target as a free agent, but he has since called and I know has since spoken to Raja and is very, very excited about this move. So we are addressing a number of things here when we sign Raja Bell, and I'd just like to welcome him as the newest Phoenix Sun.
Thank you.
He's got the, Jim, is the jersey upstairs still? Jersey on my desk? Yeah. We'll get that later. We'll do a photo op later.
Right.
But go ahead, Jerry.
Let me just add, Herb Radoy, who is sitting to my left, is a good friend for many, many years, another Chicagoan. And we've done a lot of business with Herb in terms of player personnel over the years. And one of the things that we know collectively is that the people he represents fall into a category. People of high character, people that when he gives his word on one of his clients, that's basically it. And this was another one of those situations. We identified Raja as a guy we really wanted, and Herb was right there to pass that information on, and it didn't take long for us to make a deal. And I would say in the course of history, we probably, you hear about these long, long negotiations that teams have with agents and, goes back and forth. I think it's probably 30 minutes is about as long as any deal has ever taken with Herb Radoy to get something done, because we understand the value. And in this young man, Brian said all of that, but I just have to add character, competitiveness, and he's a winner. So congratulations.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Herb, before we...
You shouldn't give away the secret of how fast I do these deals. For sure. I've been around this business a long time, and I've had some players that have followed the path that Raja's followed, which is very difficult. When you think about guys who were first-team All-Americans, guys who were big stars in college and were drafted in the first round and really didn't have to do much to get their first or even their second contract. Raja Bell understood what he had to do to get to the NBA and go to the CBA and put in a lot of time and a lot of difficult situations to learn his trade. And today is the payoff for it. And it's a great value lesson to a lot of young people who think that if you don't succeed immediately, you have no chance, that they quit on it. And Raja had plenty of disappointments in his career, and he's here today because he never let failure stop him from continuing to work hard to be successful. So I think all of you who are working Phoenix and the fans we are really lucky. And I've rarely had an opportunity to say this about a player. The contract's done, so I don't have to sell them to anybody. This is a real winner. He's got a wonderful family, a wonderful wife. He's got a great support system. And you will see, and I'll tell you just a quick story, is that I was in San Antonio yesterday doing a contract for Fabrizio Alberto, who's a teammate of Manu Ginobili's. And I don't want to embarrass Raja, but Coach Popovich asked me what I was doing today, and I said I was going to do contract for Raja. He said, he looked at Alberto and he said, he plays with heart. He plays with heart. So that's what you're going to see. You're lucky. He's terrific. That's for sure.
Thanks, Herb. Raja, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me. There's not much more I can say about myself that hasn't already been said, but I just want to thank everyone here, especially Herb. It's been a long road, and without Herb's advice and placement in certain situations, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be sitting here today and have the opportunity to play for a team that's on the verge of winning a championship. You know, and that was a major reason why I wanted to come to Phoenix. I'm so excited about the style of basketball that's played here and the atmosphere and the commitment to winning. It was really a no-brainer when I heard that there was interest. This was the first team on my list, and you know, I jumped at the opportunity. So I'm very excited to be here in Phoenix.
Roger, how much did playing Steve Nash factor into the way you actually play with him?
Well, it was huge. You know, I truly enjoyed playing with him in Dallas. You know, I love to play defense, but I like to score, and he makes that easy. So, no, I'm chomping at the bit to get back on the court with Stevie and fit in and see where I fit in on this team.
You see your offensive numbers that we've talked about. How much do you think that will and can increase in the situation in this offense?
Obviously, it's a much quicker tempo here, but you know, I really can't speculate at that. I know I'm coming in, and I truly know what I was brought here to do and the type of player that they expect me to be. So I'll worry about that, and then scoring will come if I run the break and spot up. I'm sure there are enough shots to go around, but the toughness and the defense, stuff like that is what I can control, and it's what I intend to come out and try to establish early. Well, I thought they were really talented. I thought that you know, the style was something that a lot of coaches in this league aren't willing to risk playing like that. It was intriguing. I thought, you know, they were the funnest team in the NBA to watch, and if given the opportunity to play for them, it would be a team I'd love to play for. So.
It's an interesting situation where a certain player may not return here next year. How is that change? I know this deal will kind of work out well. How will that change that now if Joe Johnson is not here, and how much does that excite you that opportunity? Very similar type of players.
Yeah, well, you know, I was excited to have the opportunity to play with Joe. You know, and if Joe doesn't return, I think we'll have a great team anyway. And I don't think my role will change a whole lot. The things that I'm going to bring to the team I would have brought whether Joe was here or if Joe's not going to be here. It was funny, but, you know, Manu was a competitor, and, you know, I do a good job, I'd like to say, on him, but, you know, he's a tough guard for me. So it's just a respect level. It's cool to hear that somebody thinks of you that way, especially being the all-star that he is. So it was flattering.
Talk about this day, all the steps you've taken to get to this point, and that this is probably taken not only work for a team, but that contract.
Well, you know, I'm super excited right now. It's been a long road for me. I played in USBL, I played in the CBA, I played in the IBL, I played in the ACB in Spain, and I bounced around the NBA for a few years in some situations that were really good and some that weren't. So to actually see my dream come to fruition today is you know, it's kind of beyond words for me. It's hard for me to put it into words. I'm just really excited to be here, and I'm trying to take it all in, but it's happening really fast. So.
Well, one place we won't send him is the NBDL. That won't happen. But anything?
One more question. You shoot around 40% on three-pointers. Can you do that year after year, you feel? Or?
Well, you know, I think I can. When I came into the league, I didn't get a lot of opportunities. Every year, I think I've progressed as a three-point shooter. I've stretched my range. I've taken more attempts, you know, each year, and I've continued to raise my percentage. You know, I can't make any guarantees, but I'm working hard in the gym right now, and you know, I know there are more opportunities for me here to shoot the long ball. So it's something that I'm working on, and I plan to get better at it.
It gets better the more you get.
It's like a fine wine.
I think Mike D'Antoni, who couldn't be here today and sends his regrets not to be here, said to him the other night that between, you know, some of the changes that have been made on the roster, there's quite a few three-point attempts to try to get. So get ready. You're going to be icing that elbow a little bit. Anything else? Okay, we'll break down for individuals. But thank you again for coming. Let's get a photo.
Sorry, I need to get up.
What's that? Hold it up? Yeah. Hold it up. It's kind of both hold it like that.
Stands, you see snapshots of the University of Miami. Yeah, some real, and another teacher.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, probably get one with you and Herb. You guys want to Want to get in here?
No, go ahead, two of you.
No, you got to get one too. We'll get one for you.
Okay.
Move that chair.
Don't be shy now.
This is your day, not mine.
Thanks. Okay, yeah, that's great. Congratulations. Terrific.
I'm proud of you.
Sure, some of these,
You think?
these guys will want